What's up YouTube? Today was September 21st, 2016. My name is Mitch and welcome back to the Read That Recap. This is episode 6 of my web series where I discuss news making its way around social media and other areas of the internet. Before we get into today's stories, I think we should give an update on the bombing events that happened in the Newark and New Jersey area over these past couple days. The first incident was in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Later that night, a bomb exploded in the Chelsea area of New York City. Unfortunately, 29 people were injured in this incident. This was the very topic that I discussed in my last video. Just hours later, another bomb was found on 27th Street. Luckily, this bomb had not been detonated. Then again on Sunday, 5 more bombs were found by a homeless man in a backpack that he discovered in Elizabeth, New Jersey. One of those 5 bombs actually ended up exploding during the disarming procedure done by the police. Early the next morning, a mass text was sent out with the suspect's name and information. It was informing people to check the news to get a photo and report if they see anyone that looks like the individual. Linden, New Jersey police soon captured the suspect, Ahmad Khan Rahami. This was after a shootout that left 2 officers injured. The suspect was also shot in the leg during the altercation. In the time soon after the arrest, the suspect's father was actually interviewed by the media. He informed them that he had called the FBI about his son twice. He had called years earlier to report Ahmad when he had stabbed his other son and hit his wife. A federal official confirmed this story. He stated that he did in fact contact them about his son. He indicated that he thought his son was a terrorist. The FBI ran some checks and eventually ended the investigation after they visited the father and he recanted his story. They never actually interviewed Ahmad himself. I've included the footage of his father that's been circulating around the internet.
My son, he's doing very bad, okay? But they checked it almost 2 months.
Still going on, guys.
He's okay.
We don't know yet.
He's not terrorist. I said, okay. Now he say he's a terrorist. I said, okay. Doing bad.
You're doing bad? Where did you do bad?
He stopped my son. He hit my wife, and I put him in jail 2 years ago.
Who's he? What son did he stab?
Massive.
Okay, what happened? Why did he stab him?
That was for no reason.
Our next story is about the Hillary Clinton private email server scandal. In 2014, someone who appeared to be Hillary Clinton's former computer specialist asked for help on a social media website called Reddit. This individual asked for help in hiding something that he described as very VIP email addresses. He didn't want those email addresses to appear when that person was emailing others. He stated that, "I may be facing a very interesting situation where I need to strip out a VIP's email address from a bunch of archived emails that I have," a user named Stone Tear wrote on a Reddit thread. This thread was deleted on Monday after the Redditors spotted it. Luckily, many Reddit users were able to save the picture of the thread before it was deleted. He goes on to say, "Basically, they don't want the VIP's email address exposed to anyone and want to be able to either strip out or replace the email address in the to from fields in all of the emails that we want to send out." Many are assuming that this Reddit user is actually Paul Combetta, Clinton's former computer specialist. Combetta was actually granted immunity during the Justice Department's investigation of the emails. I can't confirm or deny whether this is all actually 100% factual, but I'm simply giving the information that people are discussing and sharing online. Although there is pretty convincing evidence that Combetta's email was stonetear@gmail.com. This email is shared with usernames on a lot of other websites that all denote the user's name as Paul. Stonetear was the same username as the Reddit user who was requesting all the information about the emails. Of course, all these instances are actually before any of this became public, so clearly none of this was created after the fact. This story became more official when the House Oversight Committee requested that Reddit keep an archived copy of all the posts. A chairman stated that they still have to verify its authenticity, but they are pursuing it with vigor. Another story making its rounds is that North Korea's private internet sites have become public to countries around the world. It actually includes less than 30 total websites, many of which are simply propaganda. Other sites contain tourist information and things such as Korean movies. Information surrounding North Korea's recent nuclear test was also present on many of the websites. Other sites focus on the Supreme Leader's activities and inform the public on what he's doing on the average day. Many of the sites were simply crude and uninformative, and they look like they belonged in the age of Netscape and GeoCities. Alright YouTube, I have a pretty strange piece of news coming out of China. Chinese officials have confirmed that one of their older decommissioned space stations is no longer in their control and will be plummeting to Earth in late 2017. It had only been orbiting the Earth for a total of 5 years. Luckily for us, it's relatively small and about as unaerodynamic as they come. It will likely completely burn up before it gets anywhere near the Earth's surface. Don't worry guys, they sent up a replacement model a couple days ago. Tiangong 2 will be replacing Tiangong 1. Who knows, maybe this one will be able to last 10 years before it comes crashing down to Earth. This week, according to newspaper reports, Apple's interested in making a large investment or possibly buying the supercar company McLaren. McLaren, however, flat out denied that any talks were underway. It is reported that Apple wanted to buy the British supercar company for a sum amounting to $2 billion. It's kind of strange to think that this supercar company as a whole is valued at less than the $3 billion acquisition of a plastic headphone maker. I guess some people really just like their shiny Beats headphones. We'll probably see in coming months whether or not this develops into anything or just fades away as false rumors. The last big story being talked about yesterday was about the US military. They're testing to see whether or not a chemical agent might have been used in a rocket attack in Iraq. This attack was carried out by ISIS. The rocket touched down within a few hundred yards of US soldiers. US forces took fragments of the rocket, which had a tar-like oily substance, and tested it. It actually came back positive for mustard gas. A test performed later actually indicated a negative rating, so it's pretty inconclusive at this time. I will report back in a later episode if any updates are available. If anybody would like extra information about any of the stories I talked about today, feel free to check out the description below where I posted all the links. Alright guys, that's it for episode 6. Today was September 21st, 2016. My name is Mitch, and you've been watching the Read That Recap. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe and check out the other videos on my channel. Okay YouTube, I'll see you guys tomorrow.